Alrighty. Hello, everybody. You're listening to Pixlyne Pod, the live arts conversation where creativity flows and community grows. Join us as we explore the world of art, from inspiration and process to bold ideas and honest conversations. No filters, no formulas, just real talk about creating in today's world. Whether you're an artist, a collector, or simply someone who feels called to create, you belong here with us. This is your inspiring space to connect, reflect, and experiment. Welcome to Pixlyne Pod. Let's dream, design, and disrupt something meaningful together. Hey, beautiful humans, and welcome to the second episode of Pixlyne Pod. I'm Eloise, and I'm here with my absolutely fabulous co-hosts, Goddess and Binary.
Greetings, everyone. I'm happy that you're here. We want to have this space. We want to talk about ideas, creativity, and everything in between, whether it's pressure or pretense. We don't gatekeep here. We are more so open, and we don't just have it that you must do it a certain way. We're open to you doing it your way and being expressive the way you are. We only have conversations about creating, expressing, and experimenting. Even if we mess up a little bit, that's fine. That's part of the journey.
100%. And really, we want this to feel like a cozy place where you pull up a chair, you grab a cup of coffee or wine or tea. I know that's Goddess's favorite. And you join us for a chat. That's what we want it to feel like. So, like I said, whether you're an artist, a creative, or just someone who wants to hear about art, someone who loves art, you belong here. Stay, hang out, let's have a chat.
Yes. And every week, what we're going to do is we're going to have a theme. It's going to be circled around art, creativity. We're going to share stories, spotlight certain creators, and from our Pixelyne community. And we invite you to be a part of the conversation. For this episode, we're going to talk about a topic that we think plagues almost every artist out there. And at some point, at some point, we deal with imposter syndrome.
Yeah, imposter syndrome is quite a serious topic, and I think it affects all of us at some point or another. But before we get into that conversation, there's a couple of reminders that we want to just put out there. The first is regarding the Pixlyne Pulse submissions. Binary, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, there is still time till the end of this month to send in content for the magazine. Just send us art that fits the theme, and the theme is Nature in Bloom. I personally love this theme because it can be interpreted in so many ways. So, yeah, send in your art and let's surprise us. Like I said in the previous live stream, you can send all kinds of arts and design and creative writings. And you can submit your art via email or via a Google form, and we can share the links in the comments.
Great, thanks very much for that. We also have some really exciting news. We are partnering with an NGO to do a collaboration that assists in conservation. Obviously, it's all art related. I think Goddess has all the info. Can you talk about it, Goddess?
Yes, so we are honored to announce our partnership with Conservation Crusaders. It's a contest that we're going to have, and we're doing this because Crusaders of Conservation, they want to showcase that they are dedicated to safeguarding wildlife, and they have a special focus on tigers. With this collaboration, we hope to use the power of AI to support the tiger conservation, and we want to raise awareness for safeguarding wildlife. And we want to make this something that it's a step toward us being attentive and paying attention to how we coexist with wildlife in the future. We also want to show that AI can be used as a tool for good. We want to use these tools not just for aesthetics, but for advocacy. We want to combine the art and the AI. And we're hoping that in doing so, the Crusaders of Conservation aim to visualize environmental futures, both helpful and hopeful, and critical. We want to make complex ecological issues more relatable to everyone. We also want them to make them more accessible so people are more aware of what we have going on in our environment. We also want to empower creators to be able to contribute and to be involved with the climate discourse. The theme for this challenge is going to be Stripes of Survival. We have it open to all Pixelyne members. We want the format can be AI generated art. They can use any tool of their choice. We like it to be in portrait size. We limit the images that are submitted to 3 per person. The important thing I'm sure that everyone is interested in is when the contest is actually taking place and what's the deadline for that. So seeing that the month of April is Earth awareness and we have Earth Day that month, we want to run the contest from April 13th to the 8th. I'm sorry, we want to run it from April. I'm sorry, I got my wrong date. Um, it
I think
starts.
it is the 13th, yeah.
Yes, okay, yeah. So it's the 13th to the 19th, and the deadline, and when we will be making those announcements as the winner, will be on the 22nd. We're gonna have the winners will be in first prize. You get a Discord Nitro package, basic package for the month with a custom Pixelyne Discord role. We also have the second prize winner with a Discord Nitro basic package for the month, and you get another custom Pixelyne role. We do have the top 3 winners will be featured on Crusaders of Conservation website, and also those 3 winners will be showcased in our upcoming edition of the Pixelyne Post magazine. And we also invite all the winners to come and they can come and we invite them to talk with us on the Pixelyne Pod. Um, I think that's about it. Let me make sure I tap into this. We do ask for everything to be original. We don't want any copyrighted or plagiarized material. Make sure that it is your work that you're submitting. We don't want anything that showcases violence. It can't be or gory graphic. We don't want anything that's culturally insensitive. We must be mindful that this is about conservation. Not only are we looking into things about animals, but we also want to pay attention to the fact that we are into human conservation as well. That's dealing with how we are with each other. We want to be respectful and mindful of how we engage. We ask for no political, religious, or commercial messaging. We've already given the theme of it. It's conservation, and we're focusing on tigers. We're also asking for no artworks that may be considered not safe for work or extremely offensive. So we want to make sure that that information is kept. Please keep that in mind when you're creating your artworks. I'm gonna go into. Do we have time to discuss the judging criteria? So I could. Is that okay to discuss?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
100%.
So for the judging criteria, we want to let you know that these are the things that we're looking at. You must all the entries must comply to Pixelyne's official guidelines and our community standards. And our Pixelyne members do have access to that. So they can, if they need to, revisit to find out what guidelines they must abide by. If we have any submissions that go against what we've suggested in regards to the prohibited content, they will be disqualified. So we just ask that you please keep in mind what we've already put in place for content that is acceptable. In judging, we're looking at 5 things. We're looking at interpretation, creativity and originality, emotional impact, technical skill, and message and advocacy. I'm going to go and give you a little bit of insight on each of these. So when it comes to interpretation of theme, we're looking at how powerfully and how thoughtfully the artwork expresses the theme, which is stripes of survival. The second aspect we're looking at is creativity and originality. How fresh is your perspective? Like, how are you going to use symbolism? How inventive, how unexpected is it going to be? What kind of stories are you giving us? We want to know, we want to see some fresh like things that we wouldn't expect to be put together. We really would like to see things that come together like that. Also, we're looking at the emotional impact. We want to know if, or we want to see that your piece speaks to empathy, urgency, whether it puts us in awe, or does it show a connection between us and, us and us coexisting in nature, and that being coexisting with the tiger, since that is the focus of the theme. We want to look at the technical skill. That's your craftsmanship, the composition, the clarity of execution. What medium did you use, and what exactly, how did you use that medium to express your thought? The message and advocacy part of it, we want to know, and we will be looking at, does your artwork meaningfully contribute to wildlife protection? Like, does it speak the part, the piece speak to awareness? Does it bring awareness? Does it showcase us coexisting, and the fact that we, not only when we advocate for wildlife preservation and conservation, we're also advocating for that for humans as well. We are on this planet together, and we need each other's ecosystems to work well within each other so that we can survive.
Great. I
Other
think it sounds really, really, sorry, Goddess. I think it sounds really, really,
Okay.
really interesting. I do want to reiterate again that while it is open to all mediums, the predominant medium should be
Should be
AI.
AI. Yes.
Yeah, because it's wanting to use AI for good.
Right.
I think
Right.
that's really, really important to this NGO. So yeah, we need to stick with that. I think that I really, really like that we were approached for this collab, because it's exactly what Pixelyne is about, right? It's about having a community. It's about helping to grow other organizations. It's about making sure that the earth is protected. So everything that this NGO wants to do with this competition, raising awareness about conservation and looking after tigers, falls really within the values of what makes up Pixelyne. So I, for one, am really excited that we are actually running this competition for them and with them, and I'm really excited to see what's going to come out of it.
Yes, and I'd like to add that we'd like to express our gratitude for them reaching out to us and thinking of us when it came to this competition. So we're greatly appreciative of that.
Yeah, yeah. So go and check them out. What is their website? Just tell us their website.
Oh, so I'll put it in
Do
our
we have
chat.
it?
That
Oh, put it in the chat.
Yes,
Great.
I'll put
Yeah.
it in the chat.
Okay.
That way, it'll be after our recording. They should be
It'll
able to
be
see it.
available. Yeah.
Right. So I'll put it
Perfect.
in the comments of this video.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks very much. Great. I think that's. Oh no, we have one more. One more thing that's happening is we have our monthly challenge on our Discord this month, because again, falling in line with Earth Day, which is on the 22nd of April. Our challenge for this month is all about the Earth. So it's actually Earth seen and felt. We want you to create artworks that reflect your personal connection to the earth, show beauty, fragility, the power of nature, perhaps a moment or a place or even an element out of nature that moves you. Maybe there's a message that you feel the earth needs to hear. Anything related to conservation, to getting it out there that we need to think beyond ourselves and include the world in, when I say world, the earth in our protection. So please do join the competition. It runs until I think the 27th of April. And then obviously we will vote and announce the winners by the 30th of April. So yeah, that's what's happening on our Discord this month. And I think we are done with what's on this month. Now I would love to introduce our guest for today's session. Andrew Goodchild. He is one of the prolific creators on our Discord. He's been part of our community since we launched, and we love the work that he does. Andrew loves to create collaborations, which we love because it gets artists together. And while he's done a few collaborations, the one that we loved the most was the one he did with Perfectly Misaligned. And Andrew, please say hi and tell us a little bit about this collab.
Yep. Hi there. Hi, everyone. Yep, the collab came about. I put a shout out, and from that, Perfectly Misaligned had this idea in mind, so we kind of ran with it. It was the basic idea was using mood boards on Midjourney and sharing the codes and also our own artworks to keep manufacturing new artworks and things. So that's kind of how it came about, and I found the process really interesting. It's such a great idea, just to test not only the software that we were both using and stuff, so but then totally collaborating our ideas and images, and well, this image here, I thought it was really great. The mix of colors, the gaze, the intent. We came up with some really nice artworks together.
Yeah, I love this one. I think I really like the colors. Obviously, it's very pop artish,
Yep.
which I think was your intention.
It was.
But yeah, I think that lime green, the orange, the blue. I think I love it. I think this picture is very, very striking.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. That came about from, I think, maybe the second or third round of the process of swapping ideas and images and using them in mood boards and things. So as the ball was rolling as such, each image just kind of just popped out really, really well. So I was really happy with the collaboration and stuff. Yeah, that one, I like that one as well. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. It almost has, well, I mean, it's pop art, so, but it has that like 60s vibe. Like I imagine like these women being like in a diner, maybe late 50s, listening to some cool jazzy music. Like that's
Yeah.
the feels I get. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's some stunning ones here. They really are. Let me pull up this one too. Tell us about that. Tell us about this one.
Okay. This is yeah, I can see traces of some of the images that we were using within the image, because each image sort of took styles from all of the other images that I'd seen before, and like the paint textures came off some of my original works that we submitted for the mood boards and stuff. The colors
Okay.
the colors are very reflective of Perfectly Misaligned. She uses very vibrant colors, very yeah, and the composition, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, it's sort of the gaze that gets me with this image.
In your description, if I remember correctly, you said the project was like a living conversation, a conversation between images, I think, is how you
Yes.
described it.
Yeah.
I really like that. I like that. Yeah, because it created that sense that that there's a flow and a movement, and there are symbiotic words that move between the images.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. That's so exquisite.
Can you tell us a little bit more about how the process went, the work process? You say you are images are like conversations, but how did that work?
Yeah. Um, okay. So yeah. I guess I really like collaborative work and stuff, and you get to know the other artist throughout the process uh, as as well, which is brilliant. But yeah, the images are yeah they they lend from each other, and they very. I'm not. It's hard to explain how I see it, to be honest. But
Was it easy to use the different codes, the mood boards, to
very,
generate these images, or did you struggle at all with the process?
um, yeah, it took a while because it was the first time that I start using the mood boards. I used the software in other ways, the AI generator in other ways beforehand. So it was the first time that I'd really looked into the mood boards. So it was yeah, it's straightforward but complex enough to challenge you in a different way
Right.
than just prompting and stuff, because you load the mood board with some of your nicer images that you like to share and stuff, um,
Uh-huh.
and then the other artist would lend some of that artwork as well, and then the the AI itself would just sort of take these all of these images and like dissect it and then reimagine it again. So each code, um, yeah, it was an interesting process because it opened my eyes to mood boards. I've been using them quite a bit now, so I've
Okay.
been more in the past, perhaps more in prompt structures than image structures. So it gave me a different perspective, I suppose, of mixing images rather than
Okay.
coming up with the idea through the prompt itself and stuff. So
Tell me now, you've done a few collaborations, I think 4 or 5 already on in our community.
yeah,
What draws you to do collaborations?
uh, admiration for the people that well, I ask, and sometimes it's a no, sometimes it's yes. I've got the time and I'm available to do so and stuff, and it's a great way for the community to get to know each other and stuff. So for me,
Right.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, because a constant stream of images on sites and stuff is brilliant. It feeds the imagination. It sparks a new idea or something. But it's quite rare to get to know the person behind the artwork sometimes. So
Yeah.
it's a nice blend to work with someone that sort of closely.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
What?
it's really out of admiration, because I admire the artists that have done collaborations with and stuff. So
Yeah, okay. I mean, that makes sense, right?
mm,
You love an artist and you want to work with them. One of the things that I find really fascinating, and this is a conversation that myself and Goddess and Binary have had multiple times, and it's that about having a style and knowing the artist behind the image.
yeah,
And like you mentioned earlier, it's you've gotten to know many artists more intimately by doing these collaborations. Because very often we see art, especially in our environment and online and the digital world and AI creators, you see the artwork, but you never see the artist. And in our minds, we create a perception of who that artist is. Are they a male or a female? Are they young or old? Are they American or Australian or Indian? You kind of, all these things go through your mind based on the type of art that they create. And now, well, and then along with that comes the style. Artists tend to have a style, even if the artists themselves don't see it. You can see a style in a range of artworks created by the same person.
yeah,
But now you're collaborating and you're creating images that almost don't have a style. So, I mean, if I looked at this, I would, and not knowing who made it,
yeah,
I would never think it was either you or Perfectly Misaligned, which is really interesting to me because there's you in it and she's in it. And yeah, I mean, I think it's a fascinating like branch out of traditional art and how we see artists and how we see artworks.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, that's I like that image. Um, oh, I've lost. Yeah, it's interesting. It's really interesting subject to about style itself. Yeah. Um, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goddess, I know you have very strong thoughts on this subject.
Yeah, I was being quiet. I was holding it. That's why I muted myself just in case I blurted out some of my thoughts out loud. But I wanted to say, and you touched on it quite a bit already. I wanted to say that looking at the artworks, I would never tell. I wouldn't be able to tell that this was a collab. It looks like it came from one artist. So I find that very intriguing. And I've seen the collabs that Andrew has been involved in. And each collab, it's not that you lose the artists that are in it, but you see a whole new side of the artists that are
Yeah.
in it. Like they have a style that you've never seen, even though you've seen their work before and you follow their work. When he pairs with someone else, it's a whole new thing, and you can't tell that it's a collaboration. It's and I don't mean that to say that it takes away from them. It's just the fact that
Yeah.
they merge so well together. They blend so well together that it's seamless. So it doesn't seem or feel like it's two artists that are working. It just seems like one um, central chord that comes out in each work. But what fascinates me is the fact that Andrew is the constant, but you see it change each and every time. It's
Right.
never the same outcome. You can't look at any of his
Yeah.
collabs and say, "Oh, I see Andrew." It's
That's
really
a really good point. Yeah,
yeah,
that's a very good
I
point.
love the way, because to me it's like he evolves, and so does the other artists, because you could see the artist that he collabs with and his artwork, and when they stand alone, you know that, hey, I know who that is, right?
Yeah.
But when
Yeah.
they come together, they create artwork that is it's like you can't see either artist in it, and yet we have this new style, this new expression that's coming out.
Yeah,
So I really like that. I love seeing collabs with Andrew because they always I'm like, wow, I didn't, you don't expect it. I know I don't expect it. So I always look
yeah,
forward to it when he announces that.
yeah. I really want to go back to this one. I think this is my favorite one. I love this one. Yeah.
I have a favorite.
Um,
It's the what? It's the all blue one. That's my favorite one.
oh, okay. Wait, let me get that one up too. This one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I yeah, that's me right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I like it.
it's
Andrew, don't
yeah.
stop your collabs. Keep them
Yes, I know,
going.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I
are
will.
really intrigued. I'm sure we're going to feature many, many more of them. So yeah, thank
I
you.
would
And thanks for, huh? Go, go.
I would love to hear how the artists that collab with him, how do they feel? How does that change their um their expression afterwards? Like how does it when you collab with Andrew, does it change how you see things, and do you start to create and prompt differently? Do you write differently? Is
Yeah,
there something that you did when you work with him that becomes a part of your style? Like oh, this is essential now. I have to have this in there. Whether it's a color, whether it's a certain how the art looks, the style of it, all of that. Like I wonder if each of them comes away with something and say, okay, I'm gonna stick with this from here on out. I'm gonna this is gonna be a part of my work. So
yeah,
I would love. I mean, I think I would feel that way. I would have to have there would have to be something that would become my signature to show that that was a part of my growth, and it's almost like honoring Andrew because I want to say, hey, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have seen this. So that's
yeah.
that's how I feel about that.
But I think you can't work with someone, like you can't collab with someone and not be influenced and not be affected. And
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
think you will always walk away with something that will change how you
How
create
you
forever.
yeah, how you see things,
Yeah,
how you
yeah,
want to express something because each artist, like all of the artists that we have in Pixelyne, they have these, there are these telltale things that even if they change up something, you kind of still know that it's them and it becomes a part of them. So it seems like um doing the collabs and seeing the collabs that Andrew has done, I
yeah,
I want to know, like I'm being nosy by saying, hey, what part of it did you have to keep? Like you're like I'm this is gonna be in all of my artworks from here on out.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for sharing bits of yourself with us.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Well, and I think this is a really good segue to our topic of the week, Goddess, which is imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, here we have an artist who's collabing with the greats in our community, and but I think at some point or another, all of us wake up one day and go, am I good enough? Am I a real artist? Is my work good enough?
Mhm.
He paints better than I do. Yeah, I think imposter syndrome affects us all.
So um you know, after listening to Andrew, I at first, I had, when we think about imposter syndrome, we think about how we always second guess ourselves, or we've been in a space and we might have been, feeling really good about where we were, how we were creating,
Yeah,
expressing ourselves, or how we were engaging. We felt really good about it, and all of a sudden we wonder, oh well, uh, do you think this will work? Is this good enough? Because we get caught up and we may get wrapped up and distracted by thinking that we're not good enough because we haven't been here long enough, or I just got here. There's no way in the world that I necessarily belong. And Andrew kind of gave me something else to look at, to think of a way to quite possibly get out of that imposter syndrome. But before I jump ahead of myself, there are certain things that we feel when we deal with imposter syndrome, and that's the thing of being the real artist. And that is something that I personally dealt with because I'm not a traditionally trained artist. I didn't go to school for it. I didn't, I'm not self-taught as in knowing how to work with paint and canvas. My medium of choice was writing. So to some extent, I separated that from art and felt like, well, I'm not an artist because I don't draw, I don't paint, I don't sculpt. So I felt like I wasn't an artist, and I couldn't necessarily fit in that space because I was comparing my doodling to someone's art that I felt, that I would deem good enough to be in a gallery. So I was saying that I'm not a real artist, and I felt like I didn't have the credentials or the permission to say, well, I'm an
Yeah,
artist. And
yeah,
when you think about it nowadays, we have a lot of access to each other, like because of social media, because of platforms like this, like we're in here talking to each other. We could see other things that people are doing, and we have the tendency to compare. We compare and contrast. We say, well, we compare our work to them, and the contrast may be, well, oh, I didn't use those colors, I didn't use that
yeah,
style. Oh, I since I didn't do it that way, that's not good. Or I should have done it this way. The second guessing, the constant comparison. We doom scroll ourselves at times when we're trying to look for inspiration, trying to find new tools or a different way to do something. We can also put ourselves in a place of denial and a place of like ridicule, because we're saying I'm not this, even though
yeah.
we're in the process of creating, right? Whether it's prompting, we're painting, however we use our creativity, we're in the process of it. And even though we're in the moment, we will still cast it aside because we saw something that someone else did and we deem it
Yeah, isn't
nice.
that, don't you think that's also part of the whole like institutionalized gatekeeping that happens, where it's like you mentioned earlier, it's like you have to go to art school and you have to kind of
Yeah,
have studied here, and then you have to have been displayed in a museum, and you have to
yeah.
have had
That,
your own art show, and only once you attain this and this and this and this and
mhm.
this, then magically now you're an artist. Where I think for probably 90% of the artists in the world, it doesn't happen like that, you know? Um, I think one of the good things that came out of the COVID era, I think, was that people learned that it doesn't have to be like that. As you say, we started being online more. We started meeting other artists online more. Artists who hadn't spent like 10 years getting a master's degree in art to officially call themselves an artist. Yeah, so anyone can wake up on any day and say, I'm an artist, and feel good enough. And I think that it's slowly getting better, that institutionalism is having less of an impact because, like you said, we are more involved with each other, we're more engaged, we can have these types of conversations. Being an artist, I think, is very lonely. Not I think, it is very lonely. I mean, we create most of the time in isolation.
Mhm.
Which I think adds to those fears and those thoughts and those, yes, am I good enough? Scrolling through Instagram looking for inspiration, but then ultimately feeling like a failure because all these people are on Instagram and you're looking at them and you're not creating, like nobody's looking at me. I don't know. People have these kind of fears. Yeah, and we need to learn to value ourselves and to not fall into that trap that we're not good enough because we don't have a master's or because we haven't had a solo show or something like that. Andrew, what do you think about imposter syndrome? Have you suffered from it?
Yes, I have. Yep. Um, yeah, especially with my music. It's one of those kind of things that yeah, it just it's as if you know, play guitar for years and years, but not quite as good as someone else, or there's influences, and then um, yeah, it's tricky. It's a tricky subject. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure. Maybe I still am. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking out loud, but yeah. Uh,
I think it kind of ebbs and flows. There's peaks and troughs. We can not feel like an imposter for days, weeks, months, years, and then one day you do. It's a tricky emotion to go through, and I think what helps to not have that emotion, or maybe because I don't think we ever get rid of it. I don't think you don't wake up one day and suddenly you're an artist. I don't think you wake up one day and suddenly you feel like everything's perfect and you don't have doubts. But I think if we learn to create alongside those doubts, we learn to express those doubts, fears, emotions. We don't try and hide them almost. It's like put it out there. Put it on
yeah.
canvas, put it on paper, put it in your chord progressions or whatever, then I think we'll overcome it easier. We'll learn to live with it easier,
I
I
I
think.
think I think I agree. I don't think it always I don't think it goes anywhere. I think we just get better at um addressing it. Like it's just certain points where we have those little those little tinges that tend to come into our head, and I think depending on where we are, we see it differently. Like we it makes us I don't know. It's like you have something and you always question your work, right? But it just gets to a
Uh-huh.
point where sometimes you may question it a little bit more and you go to the darker side of it. Um,
Yeah,
but I think we get better as we go along with understanding and working through the imposter syndrome. Like there are times when it's imposter syndrome, but it's so fleeting that it doesn't have time to just sit. I think in those moments where we have like maybe those creative blocks that you referred to earlier, that we may that's what could lead to that. So I think we always have um, imposter syndrome. It's just how it's just how we are in that moment, whether it's something that really makes us sit back, really makes us get quiet and get to the point where yeah, I don't know, I don't think this will work, or it's in those moments where it's like the fuel to the fire, where you get that feeling like, is this good enough? And you're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah, this is good, this is great, this is exactly what I wanted, or I might need to tweak it a bit. So it can be something that can be a catalyst. It could also kind of pique your interest or get you more engaged. So sometimes I think we always have it. It's just um, it could be a little heavier at times, and that's in the times when we really sit back and we question ourselves. Because
Yeah,
I feel that we always question ourselves. It just depends on where we are in those moments where when it comes around, how we respond to it. So I think that's
yeah.
whether I think that's the evolution of it. I think that's the dynamic of it, I should say. It changes from time to time because it just depends on how we are in those moments, like how we're feeling about ourselves and how it plays out in our work.
Exactly. I think if you create and you feel something and you express it, then you're an artist. Whether you're expressing it through whatever medium, whether it's AI, whether it's writing, singing, sculpting, yeah, drawing,
Just being
whatever medium
creative.
you're using, yeah, if you're creating and you're expressing, then you're an artist. And then I think that covers our mythbuster, because our mythbuster this week was I'm not a real artist. And I think we've covered that really nicely. I think we've deal with the imposter syndrome, create alongside it, and realize that you actually are an artist. As long as you're creating and expressing something, you are an artist.
And I want to add something to that. I think when we experience and we feel this imposter syndrome, that we need to really, and I know it may be hard while we're in it, but to change up how we question ourselves and to say, well, you know, better yet, change it to say, well, why am I feeling this way? What
Yeah,
what
yeah,
what is making me think, or what is making me feel like this isn't working? Because it worked a week ago, or it worked yesterday, or I was fine with this same style, or how this same palette. I was fine with the same palette
yeah,
the other day. So what is it really? Is it that I really want to just try something different, and maybe I'm a little bit afraid of stepping out of my comfort zone? So I'm feeling
yeah,
this way. So I think when we do have those moments, we need to be considerate of ourselves, and to also really pay attention to ask ourselves, hey, why am I feeling this way? What
yeah,
what is the reason for this? Let me look at it a little bit closer versus just taking the surface side of I'm just not good enough right now.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. Oh, good. It's a heavy point. It's a heavy point. So, yeah, I want to know now, Andrew, what are you loving this week?
Loving this week.
Yeah.
Well, I'm making plans to take a trip, so organizing. I'm getting
Oh,
into,
cool.
Yeah,
yeah,
that sounds
just
fun.
organizing. Yeah.
Can you
So,
tell us where the trip is going?
oh yeah, it's down to Cornwall, which is in the West Country in the UK.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a holiday trip, a working trip?
It's a relaxing time, switch off a bit, and
Okay.
but I still have laptops and guitars and things.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great. Goddess, are you loving anything this week?
So let's see. This week I am actually loving our weather because it's really springy. Like how when you wake up and it's windy, it's a bit chilly. You have to wear a
Yeah.
jacket, but you can wear shorts too. So I'm
Okay.
loving my weather like that. That's why I'm wearing my cute little cat hat. Uh,
Okay.
so
Yeah, I saw those little ears there, huh?
yeah, so yeah, right now I have to say that I'm loving the weather. I wish it would stay this way. I know it's not going to stay this way. It's going to get
Yeah.
crazy. So,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, I have to say in this moment, this is the time that I would like to go and just sit out at the park and just let the wind blow. So, and
Okay,
feel it on my
okay.
face. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm loving the
yeah.
weather right now.
Good. And that all ties in really nicely with our themes and competitions for this month, which is all about the
Yes,
earth, right?
yeah,
Nature.
yeah.
I am loving this new product. So I make my own stamps. which I use in my mixed media pieces. I love lino cuts. But always when I use lino boards, they're really hard and stiff. And like I often get a lot of like blisters on my fingers from constantly carving the lino boards. And today, in fact, I found something called soft lino. And it's like this gray, I mean, it's like so bendy. It's like I can almost twist it. In fact, I can twist it. And so I was carving stamps, and it's soft, it's easy. It took me a third of the time, and I don't have a single blister. So I am loving these new soft lino boards. So I'm going to be making a whole lot of stamps this weekend for my mixed media pieces. So yeah.
So I'm sorry. I'm at a loss. Can you tell me what is a liner board and what do you use it for?
So a lino board is, well, it's lino. It's like a material that's
Lino. Okay.
yeah, so this is very soft. And you carve. So you use like a carving instrument
Mm-hmm.
like this. And then you carve pictures like in relief. So like these are flowers that I've carved. Okay, I haven't finished the details, but these are two flowers. They're like daisies. So you carve them in relief, and then you use ink. So you roll ink over the relief part, and then you stamp it on paper, and it's a stamp. But it's a stamp of whatever picture you want to make.
So
Yeah.
that's how you make. Is that something you use in your scrapbooks, like in your art book?
In my mix, well, I use them in my my art journals, but I use them on canvas. So because I do mixed media, so when I do like acrylic painting, and then I'll use stamps on it, or if I do Dutch pour, once it's dry, I'll stamp it with different decorations or flowers or patterns. Or if I do jelly prints, I make a lot of my own paper. And then I use jelly prints to do that. And then I also stamp the jelly prints so that I have papers of stamps of images. So yeah, I use them in numerous ways.
Oh, okay. So I
Yeah.
I never knew. See, that's something I've never done. So
Okay. It's such fun, and it's totally addictive. Once you start carving, like you will want to carve everything.
see now I have imposter syndrome because I don't.
No. It's almost like a form of meditation because you're so busy like carving intricate details that your mind just goes completely blank. So
Yeah,
it's almost like
you have to be
meditation.
you have to be very careful, right? Because it looks like
Yeah,
when you're carving it, you have to be careful to maintain the actual shape. So yeah, I would be very intense in making sure no one
yeah.
was around me. Like I did.
But it's good fun. I dare you to try it.
Yeah, because I didn't know what that was when I was like, what is that? I'm sorry, mispronounced it. I thought you were saying liner, and so yeah, that's
Yeah,
definitely
liner.
something.
Yeah,
So I have to go
yeah.
to my nearest art supply store and say, hey, can you tell
Uh-huh.
me what do I use to make stamps? And then I can just hear it
Yeah.
now. Oh, you got another project you want to try?
What you can also do, so when I have kids classes, because I teach kids mixed media classes,
Mm-hmm.
I give them erasers. So just like a normal white like eraser,
Mm-hmm.
or it doesn't have to be white, any eraser, and then you can carve using your lino carver, which is like this kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like even a wooden carver, I suppose would work. And then you carve on the eraser, and then you do the same thing. You use ink on the eraser, but the kids love it because it's really easy and it's very small, so they can do like they do like little patterns or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy for them to carve, and they end up carving all of their erasers. So yeah, I even had teachers at school going, do not carve all the
Copy.
erasers. Some of them are for pencils. Yeah. So yeah, you can try with just an eraser to start, but obviously I use the lino boards because I make big prints. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, give it a go. Give it a go, and post your creations
Yes.
in the chats so I can see them. Yeah. Okay, next week's theme. Next week we are talking about creative blocks and burnout and what we need to do to combat that, to be gentle on ourselves. So I think everyone suffers from burnout at some point. We certainly all suffer from creative blocks. I know I definitely do. Hence, the doom scrolling, as Goddess likes to say, when you're trying to inspire yourself to create something. So yeah, that's our theme for next week.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's another topic that hits personally, that hits hard. So I'm not even gonna get us started in that one just yet because we'll be here for the
Yeah.
next episode already. So yeah, that is something. But before we close out, I just wanted to say thank you to Andrew for taking some time out to come in and talk to us about the collabs. I think I speak for everyone here when I say we love looking at your work. We love looking to see what comes out of it. So um, I really enjoy it. And I'm always intrigued at the fact that I can't find Andrew, but yet I found something new about him and whoever he's collabing with. So we like to see that kind of thing. And to be honest, your collabs are, what Pixelyne is about. It's about us getting together, collaborating, connecting, and, finding something new in our creative journey. So I greatly appreciate you coming in and sharing and talking with us and giving us a little bit more insight on that.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Andrew.
Yep.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, don't be a stranger. We would love to have you back.
Great. Thank you. Goddess, you want to take us out?
Yes, ma'am, I will. So, of course, as always, we want you to take care and be safe. And we always want you to stay creative. We want to meet you back here at the same time, same place for the Pixlyne Pod. So, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.